Hey YouTube, it is your girl Ann Juliet coming to you live from Beauty and Spirit TV. Thank you so much for staying tuned to everything that's going on in our world. So today we will still be on the topic, what's your focus? It's just been an interesting journey with this, a lot of things that God actually put on my heart, and we're going deeper today. We're going to put some things out there on the table. So just be prepared, because it's interesting because, you know, when you're working, when you're doing all these things, it's like you have to like be obedient to that. Even when you don't feel like it. I know you guys hear that all the time. Like, our feelings don't matter when we're doing the work of the Lord. Like, get your feelings out the way. Jesus was not in his feelings when he was on assignment. Remember that. But anyway, so today we're going to talk about your plans or God's plans. Who plans are better? Who plans will get us to the place of destiny? Who plans are going to get us to that place that, you know, the desires that we have in our heart? And, you know, we all know the answer is God's plan at the end of the day. But sometimes we do get in the way. And just trusting that his ways are so much higher than ours and his thoughts are so much higher than ours. And just being able to know that, just being able to have that feeling in your heart, God, I am going to walk. Even when I don't know where this walk is taking me, I'm going to trust you. Even when I don't know where I'm going to live, where am I going to go to school, if this man is still going to be here, I'm going to trust you anyway, because my hope and my future is not in anybody else's hands but yours. And it's scary. It's tough. It's not easy. You know, you're going to get discouraged. You're going to fail. You're going to have to just get back up and try again, because God is right there with you. So with that being said, God wanted me to share my experience when I had first moved to Atlanta, which was crazy. So I graduated from cosmetology school, and I set a date for me to leave. I was like, all right, Lord, I'm leaving. And I packed everything in my car, and it was bittersweet, because I never really been out on my own not until I went to college. And doing that was crazy, y'all. When I talk about faith, I mean like faith to be like, look, Lord, I'm going. Whatever you say, I'm going to do. Obedience, man. Obedience, obedience, obedience. And I did it. And I remember moving down here. I was living with someone at the time. And I never forget, it was on a Wednesday. And the place where I was staying, you know, they told me I couldn't stay no more. So I was just like, okay. So, you know, I'm praying. I'm like, God, what am I going to do? Like, I literally was calling everybody that I knew in Nashville. Did they have anybody in Atlanta? And it was so stressful, because I'm like, my focus wasn't even on God at that time. Even though I knew my faith was in the fact that I moved to Atlanta and I trusted God. But for me to reach out to other people and be like, do you know anybody that live here? I need somewhere to stay. All these things. I won't focus on God. I won't focus on his plans at the time. My focus was trying to find somewhere to sleep, because I'm in Atlanta and I just moved to Nashville and I got all this stuff in my truck. And if I'm just out here on the road, somebody can steal my stuff. Like, I was so nervous. I was so scared. I cried. I had so much emotion. And I'll never forget, it was on a Wednesday. You know, Wednesdays are Bible studies. So I'm like, God, if you don't do something, I'm going back to Nashville. And you know, I didn't really want to go back to Nashville, but I was praying. I was like, God, like, something has to happen. And I was so stressed out. Man, I told everybody to pray for me. It was just crazy. Like, I had a whole prayer call of people on their phone, like, pray for me, pray for me. Do you know anybody here in Atlanta, you know, that I can stay with? And y'all, I don't do this. I don't know these people. Like, why am I about to be up in somebody's house that I don't even know? It was so scary. But anyway, that Wednesday, I was like, God, you know, you're going to have to do something, because honestly, I don't even know what to do right now. I had to pause. I had to stop. I had to pray, because I knew I couldn't do anything else. You know, like the word says, lean not into your own understanding. All your ways acknowledge him. I know at first I wouldn't acknowledge him in my ways. I was in my own ways, in my own feelings, in my own emotions, in my own friends, calling people that I knew to do the things that I needed God to do. I didn't get an answer from nobody. Nothing worked out with me, with Ann trying to do her thing. And I was like, God, you have to do something. So one of my friends in Nashville, she referred me to a church here in Atlanta. And I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna go. I got the address, and Bible study, or they call it Fusion. Fusion start at 7:30. And I had met a girl at Lenox Mall, and she actually came with me. And what was amazing about God was that he had somebody to go with me that I met. And I don't just click with people like that. Like, I do, but I don't. Because for her to say, oh, I'm coming with you, I knew that was a divine appointment for God, because people don't just draw to you like that. But when you're alike, that's what happens, you know. So I was like, all right, cool. So we get to the service, and we were super early, so we was just sitting there wait for the service to start. And keep in mind, I told God, I said, Lord, if something don't change tonight, I'm going back to Nashville tonight. Because I waited on God to move. I didn't trust Ann's feelings. I know God's heart. So when I waited for God to move, he moved. He put me in positions to go to this church, that I received what I needed. Now, Ann would have acted on her feelings, Ann wouldn't be talking to you guys right now. Ann would not be in Atlanta doing hair or all these gifts and talents that God has put in me. I don't even know what I would have been doing in Nashville, to be honest with you. But I got there, and that day they was doing like this meet and greet, like meet one person, get the other person's name, and then like remember their name, something like that. But the girl that I was with, she met this young woman, and she was a small group leader. And she was supposed to be introducing herself, but she was talking about me to her. So that's how I knew it was God, because I'm sitting here, I paid attention. I was like, all right, I'm going to talk to this person, introduce myself to her, and get her name. But she introduced me to her, which was crazy. So after service was over, me and the small group leader, we connected. And she gave me her information, and got an email. You know, some women are not that friendly at all. And I realized that being there at that time, it was just interesting, a part of my life. So we exchanged numbers. So when I told God that I need something to happen, he made it happen, because I couldn't leave. I had to wait until next week to see what this girl was talking about, that now she invited me to her small group. So I had to go. So I was like, all right, Lord, so now I need somewhere to live. Where am I about to stay? Because, you know, what happened didn't work out. So by the grace of God, the girl that actually came with me, I ended up staying with her. And I think about it now that I look back, I'm like, God, like, you was right there. Even when I got caught up in my steps, even when I didn't listen, or I had so much other things in my mind, and I was frustrated, and I was confused, and I was, you know, in a broken place trying to figure out my own ways, you still order my steps. You allow me to stop long enough to even ask you, what should I do? Where should I go? Who should I call? To bring the person on my phone to text me and say, you should go to this church. Like, you still did it, even though I was in the way. And y'all, he will do it, because God is so good. He is not about to bring you out here in this world and call you do all these great things and he not make the ways for you. You know, it's nothing like that. It's nothing like, man, just being in obedience to God, and just doing the things that he called you to do, and not bringing things to God, being like, well, Lord, I want you to bless this because this is what I want. Y'all, it's not about us. It is not about us at all. I had to realize that myself. I had to humble myself so many times, because I still have to show love to people that I don't like. I still have to forgive people. I still got to be bold in the things God called me to do. So I care about people's feelings, yes, but Jesus did too, but he still did it out of love. He told people like it was. He tells me like it is, you know? So at the end of the day, we can't come to God talking about some, Lord, I want you to bless, you know, me and this man, but the man is married. How he gonna bless you with this man and he's married? Like, we gotta come to God correct. God is not about to play with us, because that's like fire. Like, we can't be playing with fire, you know? And just like me telling God, Lord, you know, I want to open up this strip club, but I want you to bless my strip club. That is not in God's will. He is not about to bless your strip club, because you got women out here dancing for this cash. No, that is not going to work. So it's like just doing the right thing and still calling it out, you know, calling those, calling those things out. Call the thing a thing, just like my smart group leader would say. She is so amazing. But call it a thing. You know, we know when we're wrong. We know when we messed up. But I feel like we're all at a season of transition right now. I know for everyone that's around me and everybody that I'm communicating or connected with, we're all in this season place, either where it's, you know, starting a family, you know, building a business, you're in school, you know, in a new relationship, like whatever it is, you know, we're all in a different season. But at the same time, don't lose focus on God. Like stay connected to him, because he already ordered our steps. Just imagine, all right, so let's say you go to work and God says, I know your need before you had a need, right? So, you know, when we get up in the morning, we're hungry, we're tired, we need gas in our car, you know, just the little things, right? So you get up in the morning and say you didn't cook breakfast. You didn't wake up early enough to cook breakfast. And you get to work, it's breakfast already for you at work. God, okay. Because God knows what you need, right? So it's already there for you. God says, I go before you. He went before you and made you breakfast. Made somebody get you breakfast. You know, just imagine you go to the gas station and you pull up and the gas is already paid for. Y'all, that's God's stuff. We can't give people credit for God's stuff, you know, especially when we know we can't do it in our own ability. It's like, don't ever put nobody on this pedestal, you know, because at the end of the day, God said, I'm going to get the glory. It's only by God's grace that we're all still here. We're all still doing the things that he called us to do. It's nothing that we did. We're just a vessel that's being used. I'm being used right now to reach y'all. So I'm thankful to be able to be in a position to bless you guys. Because at the end of the day, God is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. And I seek him for things to say to you guys. This is not Ann. This is Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So I just thank you guys for just staying connected. I pray that you guys just follow God's plan, and man, ask him whatever question you need to ask him, because he is not going to withhold the answer from you. He said, keep asking, keep seeking, keep knocking on the door will be open, keep asking. Like, he going to give you those words. But I just pray that you stay connected. Stay on fire for God, man. He will never leave you nor forsake you. I know I say that all the time, but I just wanted to remind you guys, because God is just that faithful. That faithful. He is not a deadbeat daddy. He loves you. He gonna come for you. He gonna discipline us, you know, because he loves us. He wants us to do the right thing. So I just pray that stay connected to your Father. He loves you more than anything in this world. Can't nobody ever say God don't love you. Like, he gave us Jesus. Like, that's love. Who gonna do that for us? But I'm thankful for you guys watching today, and I just pray that this just bless you guys just as much it blessed me, you know, working and studying on it. And thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys next week. Oh, so next week we may have some special guests coming to share testimonies and what's their focus. So if any one of you guys want to be featured on Beauty and Spirit, I would love to have you guys. Me and Larissa would love to just hear testimonies of what God is doing in you guys' life. But you can email us at beautyandspirit@gmail.com. That's BEAUTE and AND Spirit SPIRIT @gmail.com. Thank you guys so much, and look forward to getting any emails.